Yeah. Phoenix Wright, Ace Attorney. This is, so, yeah, 2014. Alright, so this game actually, I mean, obviously it came out ages ago. I mean, it was on the DS and everything. But, I was a little late actually getting into this game. Or into this series, I should say. I got into it around... I think it was around the time that Fire Emblem Awakening came out. If I remember where I was living correctly. And I was just like, oh, you know, this looks kind of neat. I saw it in the GameStop, like, really cheap. I was like, yeah, sure, I'll play it. So I played this first one, and I was like, oh my god, I love it. I need all of them. And I went back and I bought all of them. I actually still have the cartridges somewhere around here. But I haven't got it. I never ended up finishing the second one. But I did also play... Oh, that's right. Actually, okay. I lied a little bit. I started playing Dual Destinies first, because of course I saw this demo for this game. I heard some stuff about it, seen some memes. I was like, alright, yeah, sure, I'll dive into it. And I loved Dual Destinies so much that I then went back and played all the other ones. That's what happened. And I was like, you know, this is a pretty great series. Where has this been all my life? So, I mean, I may know everything technically that's going to happen with the game, but that doesn't mean we can't still solve crimes. Yeah. Episode 1, the first turnabout. But, you know, I'm not sure. Alrighty. Let's... oh, I got an achievement. First steps. You can't see it, but I got it. Blood. Oh no. Oh no, she spilled her jam everywhere! Damn it! Why me? Can't get caught. Not like this. I've got to find someone to pin this on. Someone like him. I'll make it look like he did it. Alright. Alright, cool. Alright. I already know who the person is. August 3rd, 9:47 a.m., District Court, Defendant Lobby, number 2. Oh, it's really nice seeing all this. My gosh, let me tell you. Boy, am I nervous. Right. Left. Oh, hiya, Chief. Phew, I'm glad I made it on time. Well, I have to say, Phoenix, I'm impressed. Not everyone takes on a murder trial right off the bat like this. What are you talking about? This is Neo-Tokyo, or California, where crime is happening all the time, apparently. That's why we have so many jobs. Okay. It says a lot about you, and your client as well. Thanks. Actually, it's because I owe him a favor. A favor? You mean you knew the defendant before this case? Yep. Actually, I kind of owe my current job to him. It's one of the reasons I became an attorney. Well, that's news to me. I want to help him out any way I can. I just really want to help him. I owe him that much. It's over. My life, everything, it's all over! Is that your client screaming over there? Yeah, it's him. Death, despair! Oh! I'm gonna do it! I'm gonna die! It sounds like he wants to die. Yeah. Nick. Hey there, Larry. Dude, I'm so guilty. Tell them I'm guilty. Give me the death sentence. I'm ready to free to die. What? What's wrong with you, Larry? Oh, it's all over. I'm finished. Finished. I can't live in a world without her. I can't. His eyes are scary in this. They're just scary, though. Who took her away from me, Nick? Who did this? Oh, Nick, you gotta tell me, who took my baby away? Also, just... Butz. Person responsible for your girlfriend's death. The newspapers say it was you. How did the news get a hold of it immediately? My name is Phoenix Wright. Here's the story. The first case is a fairly simple one, and also a murder. A young woman was killed in her apartment. The guy they arrested was the unlucky sap dating her. Larry Butz. My best friend since grade school. Our school had a saying, when something smells, it's usually the Butz. In the 23 years I've known him, it's usually been true. He has a knack for getting himself in trouble. One thing I can say, though, it's usually not his fault. He just has terrible luck. Oh, wow, me? But I know better than anyone that he's a good guy at heart. That, and I owe him one, which is why I took the case, to clear his name. And that's just what I'm gonna do. August 3rd. It's been like 13 minutes. District at courtroom number 2. Court is now in session for the trial of Mr. Larry Butz.
The prosecution is ready, Your Honor.
The defense is ready, Your Honor. Mr. Wright. This is your first trial, is it not? Yes, Your Honor. I'm, a little nervous. Your conduct during this trial will decide the fate of your client, so don't screw it up! Murder is a serious charge. For your client's sake, I hope you can control your nerves. Thank you, Your Honor. Mr. Wright, given the circumstances, I think we should have a test to ascertain your readiness. Okay. Already in a tutorial. Yes, Your Honor. Handshaking. Eyesight. Hating. The test will consist of a few simple questions. Answer them clearly and concisely. Please state the name of the defendant in this case. I wonder. Larry Butz. The defendant? Well, that's Larry Butz, Your Honor. Correct! Wow, you're not a complete idiot. Just keep your wits about you and you'll do fine. Next question. This is a murder trial. Tell me what's the victim's name? Phew, I know this one. Glad I read the case report cover to cover so many times. It's... Wait, uh-oh. No way! I forgot! I'm drawing a total blank here! Phoenix, are you absolutely sure you're up to this? You don't even know the victim's name? Oh, the victim! Of course I know the victim's name. I just forgot temporarily. I can feel a migraine coming on. Look, the victim's name is listed in the court record. Ta-da! Attorney's badge! I forgot about this. No one would believe I was a defense attorney if I didn't carry this. Cindy. Cindy, no last name. Alright, got it. Wait, hold on. Profiles. Cindy Stone. There it is. Age 22. Model. Huh. Interesting. Alright. Just press tab to... Yeah, I did that. Remember to check it often. Do it for me, please. I'm thanking you. Mr. Wright, who is the victim in this case? Cinderblock. Cindy Stone. The victim's name is Cindy Stone. Correct. Now tell me, what was the cause of death? Also, by the way, I know that there was a joke one that was Cinderblock, but in this game, those kinds of names aren't... I mean, this man's name is Larry Butz. Come on. Winston Payne, he's the prosecutor. Okay, let's see. Wait. Loss of blood due to blunt trauma. How many times did she get hit? Jeez. She was struck once by a blunt object. Correct. You have answered all my questions. I see no reason why we shouldn't proceed. You seem much more relaxed, Mr. Wright. Good for you. Thank you, Your Honor. Because I don't feel relaxed, that's for sure. Well then, first, a question for the prosecution. Mr. Payne?
Yes, Your Honor.
As Mr. Wright just told us, the victim was struck with a blunt object. Would you explain to the court just what that object was?
The murder weapon was a statue of the thinker. It was found lying on the floor next to the victim.
I see. The court accepts it into evidence. Yay! It's rather heavy. Right? Be sure to pay attention to any evidence added during the trial. Okay, jeez. Okay, Mom! Can I look at it? This isn't Dual Destinies, I can't look at it. That evidence is the only ammunition you have in court. You stabbed it. Yeah, I know. Mr. Payne, the prosecution may call its first witness.
The prosecution calls the defendant, Mr. Butz, to the stand.
Chief, what do I do now? Pay attention. You don't want to miss any information that might help your client's case. You'll get your chance to respond to the prosecution later, so be ready. Let's just hope he doesn't say anything unfortunate, like, oh, I'm so totally a killer. Give me the death penalty. I'm super, super awful and guilty. Larry gets excited easily. This could be bad.
Twitch. Mr. Butz, is it not true that the victim had recently dumped you?
Hey, watch it, buddy! We were great together. We were Romeo and Juliet, Cleopatra and Mark Anthony. Didn't they all die? I wasn't dumped. She just wasn't taking my phone calls or seeing me. Ever. What's it to you, man, anyway?
Mr. Butz, what you describe is generally what we mean by dumped.
I would know, being someone who's consistently dumped all the time, if I get a date in the first place. In fact, she had completely abandoned you and was seeing other men.
She had just returned from overseas with one of them the day before the murder.
What do you mean, one of them? Lies. All of it lies. I don't believe a word of it.
Your Honor, the victim's passport. According to this, she was in Paris until the day before she died. 7:30, the day before the murder. Cool. Indeed, she appears to have returned the day before the murder.
Thanks.
No way. The victim was a model, but did not have a large income. I guess she really sucked as a model or something, I don't know. It appears that she had several sugar daddies.
Daddies? Sugar?
Yes, older men who gave her money and gifts. You know, sugar daddies. She took their money and used it to support her lifestyle.
Dude!
You can clearly see what kind of woman this Miss Stone was. Tell me, Mr. Butz, what do you think of her now?
Right? I think you want him to answer that question.
Yeah, Larry has a way of running his mouth in all the wrong directions. Should I stop him from answering? Objection. My client had no idea the victim was seeing other men. That question is irrelevant to this case.
Dude, Nick, what do you mean irrelevant? That cheating she-dog? I'm gonna die. I'm just gonna drop dead. Yeah, when I meet her in the afterlife, I'm going to get to the bottom of this.
Let's continue with the trial.
I believe the accused's motive is clear to everyone. He didn't know!
Yes, quite. Oh boy, this is so not looking good.
Next question. You went to the victim's apartment on the day of the murder, did you not?
No.
Well, did you or did you not? Well, maybe I did, and maybe I didn't.
Oh, he went. What do? I mean, I have to know. I know. I'll send them a signal.
Tell the truth!
Yeah, I was there. I went. Order. Well, Mr. Butz.
Dude, chill.
She wasn't home, man. So, I didn't see her.
Oh god, I forgot how his actual voice is terrible. Your Honor, the defendant is lying.
Lying?
The prosecution would like to call a witness who can prove Mr. Butz is lying.
Well, that simplifies matters. Who is your witness?
The man who found the victim's body, who for some reason we didn't immediately accuse, just before making the gruesome discovery. He saw the defendant fleeing the scene of the crime.
Oh man, those 5 people are really shaking their heads back and forth in concern. Order in the court. Mr. Payne, the prosecution may call its witness.
Yes, Your Honor.
This is bad.
On the day of the murder, my witness was selling newspapers at the victim's building. Please bring Mr. Frank Sawit to the stand.
Yeah, remember what I said about the names? Why you gotta shimmy?
Mr. Sawit, you sell newspaper subscriptions, is this correct? Oh, yes, newspapers, yes.
Mr. Sawit, you may proceed with your testimony. Please tell the court what you saw on the day of the murder.
Witness testimony. I was going door to door selling subscriptions when I saw a man fleeing an apartment. I thought he must be in a hurry because he left the door half open behind him. Thinking it strange, I looked inside the apartment. Then I saw her lying there, a woman, not moving, dead. I quailed in fright and found myself unable to go inside. I thought to call the police immediately. However, the phone in her apartment wasn't working. I went to a nearby park and found a public phone. I remember the time exactly. It was 1 p.m. The man who ran was, without a doubt, the defendant sitting right over there.
I have a question. Time of death. It says 4 p.m. to 5 p.m. Alright. I was just wondering. There's a lot of things wrong with this.
Larry, why didn't you tell the truth?
Can't defend you against a testimony like that. Yes, I can. Incidentally, why wasn't the phone in the victim's apartment working? Not, whatever.
Your Honor, at the time of the murder, there was a blackout in the building.
Aren't phones supposed to work during a blackout?
Yes, Your Honor.
However, some cordless phones do not function normally. The phone that Mr. Saw used was one of those. Your Honor, I have a record of the blackout for your perusal. From noon to 6. Now, Mr. Wright. Yes, yes, Your Honor. You may begin your cross-examination. Cross-examination, Your Honor? Alright, Wright. This is it, the real deal. What exactly am I supposed to do? Why, you exposed the lies in the testimony the witness just gave. Lies? What? He was lying? Your client is innocent, right? Then that witness must have lied in his testimony. Or is your client really guilty? How do I prove he's not? You hold the key. It's in the evidence. Compare the witness's testimony to the evidence at hand. There's bound to be a contradiction in there. First, find contradictions between the court record and the witness's testimony. Then, once you found the contradicting evidence, scream in their face and throw it at them. Or present it and rub it in the witness's face. Yeah, that's what I said. Okay. Open the court record with tab, then point out contradictions. Oh, wait. I have to wait until I'm actually doing this. Alright. Alright. Thought I must have left the door half open, thinking, looked inside the apartment. Quell and Fright found myself unable to go inside. About to call the police immediately. I went to a nearby park, found a public phone. Alright, it was 1 p.m. The problem is, she didn't die at 1 p.m. She died between 4 and 5. Bitch. You found the body at 1 p.m. You're sure? Yes, it was 1 p.m. for certain. Frankly, I find that hard to believe. Your statement directly contradicts the autopsy report. The autopsy notes the time of death at some time after 4 p.m. There was no body to find at 1 p.m. How do you explain this 3-hour gap? This is trivial. The witness merely forgot the time.
After his testimony, I find that hard to believe. Mr. Solid, why were you so certain that you found the body at 1 p.m.?
Gee, that's a really good question. Great job, Wright. Way to put him on the spot.
That's all you have to do. Point out contradictions. Lies always beget more lies. See through one and their whole story falls apart.
Heh. Wait, I remember now.
Would you care to give your testimony again? Alright, part 2. The time of discovery.
You see, when I found the body, I heard the time. There was a voice saying the time. It was probably coming from the television. Oh, but it was 3 hours off, wasn't it? I guess the victim must have been watching a video of a taped program. The power was out. That's why I thought it was 1 p.m. Terribly sorry about the misunderstanding.
Okay, buddy, look. I see. I heard a voice saying the time on the taped program. Mr. Wright, you may cross-examine. Alright, let's go. I know what to do. I got it. I've got it. I got it. Alright, let me just... but it was probably coming from the television. Alright, well, I'm assuming it's at this part. Boom! Hold it right there. Prosecution has said there was a blackout at the time of the discovery. And this record proves it. We literally said it like a minute ago.
You couldn't have heard a television or a video.
The defense has a point. Do you have an explanation for this, Mr. Solid?
No, I find it quite puzzling myself.
Wait, I remember now. Mr. Solid, the court would prefer to hear an accurate testimony from the very beginning. These constant corrections are harming your credibility. And you seem rather distraught.
But my apologies, Your Honor. It must have been the shock of finding the body.
Very well, Mr. Solid. Let's hear your testimony once more, please. You stupid liar. Hearing the time.
Actually, I didn't hear the time. I saw it.
There was a table clock in the apartment, wasn't there?
Yeah, the murder weapon. The killer used it to hit the victim. That must have been what I saw.
You saw a clock. I guess that would explain it. The defense may cross-examine. Gladly. There was a table clock in the apartment.
Killer used it to hit the victim. Let me... But this is the... But that's the weapon. This is the weapon! Okay, hold on. I need to go to the right. Okay, so... Oh wait, hold on. You can also press them. A murder weapon?
Yes, the table clock that was used as a weapon. That's what I just said. Did you doze off in the middle of a testimony or something?
Yeah, okay. Just... Oops. Go back. Yeah. Alright, yeah. And, you're a liar. I think you could tell if you messed up, when you get the right item and at the right spot in the testimony, the music stops normally. Wait just a moment. The murder weapon was a clock. It was this statue. Now, how is this supposed to be a clock?
You with your objections and your evidence, just who do you think you are?
Just answer the question, Mr. Saw It.
Hey, I saw it there, okay? That's a clock! Your Honor, if I may.
Yes, Mr. Payne.
As the witness stated, the statue is indeed a clock. The neck is a switch. You just tilt it and it says the time out loud. As it doesn't look like a clock, I submitted it as a statue. My apologies.
I see. So the murder weapon was a table clock after all. Well, Mr. Wright, it appears that the witness's testimony was correct. This is a clock. Do you have any problems with this testimony now?
Yes, because how would he know?
Your Honor, there is a gaping hole in the witness's testimony.
The only way he could have known the weapon was a clock is to hold it in his hand. Yet the witness testified that he never entered the apartment.
Clearly a contradiction. Indeed.
The witness knew it was a clock because he went to the apartment.
You're lying! You were inside the apartment on the day of the murder!
Oh yeah? Prove it! Prove I went in there!
I'll do better than that. I could prove you were the one who killed her! You struck her with the clock, and the shock of the blow triggered the clock's voice. That was the sound you heard.
Boom.
Order in the court. Intriguing. Please continue, Mr. Wright. Yes, Your Honor. Mr. Solid, the sound must have left quite an impression on you. Understandable, since the murder weapon spoke just as you hit the victim. That voice was burned into your mind. That's why you were so certain about the time.
What's the meaning of this? This is all baseless conjecture.
Baseless? Just look at the witness's face. Would the witness care to elaborate? Did you strike the victim with the clock?
That day, I never.
Look, the clock, I heard, no, I mean, I saw it.
Ah! His face.
Shut up! I hate you! It was him, I tell you. I saw him. He killed her, and he should burn, give him death! Order in the court, I say.
Your Honor, a moment, please. There isn't a shred of evidence supporting the defense's claims.
Mr. Wright, Your Honor, you claim the sound the witness heard came from the clock. Do you have any evidence?
The whole case is riding on this.
Better think it through carefully. Well, I mean, okay. Well, the reason why it would be off is because she had just got back from Paris. I don't exactly know time, zones, but you know. Your Honor, the sound Mr. Sawit heard was definitely this clock. A fact which is clear if you simply... Let's see, I'm going to assume try sounding the clock. Yeah. Let's sound the clock now, here in this court. Your Honor, may I have the clock? I ask the court to listen very carefully. Beep. I think it's 8:25. That certainly is a strange way to announce the time. Well, he is a thinker, after all. So, we've heard the clock. What are your conclusions, Mr. Wright? Mr. Payne, can you tell me what time it is now?
It's 11:25. Yak!
As you can see, this clock's exactly 3 hours slow. Precisely the discrepancy between what Mr. Sawit heard and the actual time of death. So, Mr. Sawit, try to talk your way out of this one. I don't have another toupee to throw. You forgot one thing! Uh-oh, what's he talking about now? While it may seem like that clock is running 3 hours slow, it proves nothing. How do you know it was running 3 hours slow on the day of the murder? If you can't prove that, you don't have a case. Right, how am I going to prove that? Damn it, I was so close. Mr. Wright, it seems you lack the certain critical evidence to support your claim. Yes, Your Honor. This means I cannot let you indict the witness. Unfortunately, this ends the cross-examination of Mr. Frank Sawit. I come all the way down here to testify, and look what happens! You treat me like a criminal! A criminal! You lawyers are all slime! I almost had him. Sorry, Larry. I fail you. There's nothing I can do about it now. Not so fast, Mr. Sawit. Chief. Listen up, Wright. Don't throw this one away. Not like this. Think. But, Chief, it's over. I can't prove the clock was slow the day of the murder. Nobody can prove that. Well, yes, but that doesn't mean you can't still win. Try thinking out of the box. Don't waste time doubting the facts. Assume the clock was 3 hours slow and think through it. Ask yourself, why was the clock 3 hours slow? Figure out the reason and you'll have your proof. Right? Can you think of a reason as to why the clock would be 3 hours slow? Yes, because she was traveling. Wait! Maybe I can prove it. You must have evidence somewhere that can prove it, right? Find it and let them have it. Well, Mr. Wright, you say the clock was already running slow on the day of the murder. Have you found evidence to support this claim? Of course! I just had to remember. There's a piece of evidence in the court record that can prove my claim beyond a doubt. Ha! Tough words. Let's see you pull this one off. Let's see this evidence that proves why the clock is running slow. Take that! The victim had just returned home from abroad the day before the murder. As we all know, the time difference between here and Paris is 9 hours. When it's 4 p.m. here, it's 1 a.m. the next day there. The clock wasn't 3 hours slow, it was 9 hours fast! The victim hadn't reset her clock since returning home. That's why the time you heard when you struck her dead in her apartment was wrong. Proof enough for you, Mr. Sawit? Or should I say, Mr. Did It? Oh, he's freaking out. He's gonna have a heart attack. He literally developed rabies and fell over. Holy. Alright. Order! Order, I say! Well, this case has certainly turned out differently than we all expected. I mean, I didn't realize the man had rabies. Mr. Payne, you're a witness? He was arrested as being taken away, Your Honor. Very well. Mr. Wright? Yes, Your Honor. I have to say, I'm impressed. I don't think I've ever seen someone complete a defense so quickly. I mean, technically it was an only. And find the true culprit at the same time. Thank you, Your Honor. At this point, this is only a formality, but this court finds the defendant, Mr. Larry Butz, not guilty! You can't see me, but I'm flailing my arms. And with that, this court is adjourned. Oh, thank God Larry didn't talk a lot, so he didn't incriminate himself somehow. It turns out that Frank Sawit was a common burglar. He posed as a newspaper salesman to check and see when people were out of the house. That day, when Larry went to her apartment, the victim wasn't home. After he left, Mr. Sawit let himself in to do his dirty work. Good job, Larry. While he was searching her place, the victim returned. Flustered, Mr. Sawit grabbed the nearest blunt object he could find. And spilled all of her jam. August 3rd, 2:32 p.m., District Court, Defendant Lobby Number 2. Phew, still can't believe he won. Right, good job in there. Congratulations. Thanks, Chief. I owe it all to you. Not at all, not at all. You fought your own battles in there. It's been a while since I've seen a trial end on such a satisfying note. I've never seen the Chief looking this happy. If she's this glad, imagine how Larry must feel. My life is over! Larry, you're supposed to be happy. What's wrong now?
Aw, Nick. Don't worry about me. I'll be dead and gone soon. Good. Wait, no. I mean, bad. Bad.
Larry, you're innocent. The case is closed.
But my Cindy Wendy's gone, man. Gone forever.
Larry, she was a... Nah, never mind.
Congratulations, Harry.
Harry?
Yes, you. I can practically see the headlines now. Harry Butz innocent. That's worse. Thanks. I really owe you one. I won't forget this ever. Let's celebrate. Dinner? Movie? My treat. Oh no, I couldn't.
Hey, I was the one who got you off the hook.
Oh, hey. Here, take this. It's a present.
A present for me? Wait, isn't this the evidence that...
Actually, I made this clock for her. I made one for her and one for me.
Really? You? You made this? Well, thank you. I'll keep it as a memento.
Yo, Nick. Whoa, your face really changed.
Can you believe it? I was so into that chick. And she was just playing me for a fool.
Don't that make you want to just cry?
Larry. Are you so sure?
Excuse me?
I think she thought quite a lot of you in her own way.
Nah, you don't gotta sympathize with me. It's okay.
Oh, I'm not just sympathizing, really. Isn't that right, Wright?
Don't you have something to show your friend? Something that proves how she felt about him. Huh? Oh, yeah, right. What the heck is she talking about? I mean, yeah, she did keep it. Check this out, Larry. Proof positive you weren't just some chump to her. Huh? What about that clock? This is the clock you made for her, Larry. And she took it with her when she traveled. Whatever, she probably just needed a clock, that's all. You think so? It's a pretty heavy clock to take traveling. Well, make of it what you will. Hey, Nick. I'm glad I asked you to be my lawyer. Really, I am. Thanks. Hope that made him feel a little better.
Right? I hope you see the importance of evidence now. Also, hopefully you realize things change depending on how you look at them. People, too. We never really know if our clients are guilty or innocent. All we can do is believe in them. And in order to believe in them, you have to believe in yourself. Right? Listen. Learn. Grow strong. Never let go of what you believe in. Never. Well, I think our work here is done. Shall we be off?
Yeah, I guess so.
Say, how about dinner? On me?
We'll drink a toast to innocent Butz. Yeah!
Oh, speaking of Harry,
you were saying part of why you became a lawyer was because of him. Yeah, part at least.
You have to tell me more about it sometime.
Maybe over drinks? Chief, are you coming on to me? And so, my first trial came to a close. Larry slapped me on the back and said, "Gee, Nick, it's good to have friends." But I'm pretty sure he's not going to pay us, unless you count the clock he gave Mia. I didn't know it then, but that clock was soon going to be at the center of another incident. And my promise to tell the chief about me and Larry would be one promise that I wouldn't be able to keep. The end. That's ominous. Oh boy. Episode 2. Turnabout Sisters. But yes, I do want to save the projects up to this point. Man, what a fun little case there. I sure hope nothing goes terribly wrong in the next like 10 minutes. Golly gee. That would be bad. Oh, well, let me just woo! Alright, cool. Ring. Ring.
Hello? This is Maya.
Hey Maya, it's me.
Mia! What's up? You haven't called in a while.
Sorry, I've been so busy. How have you been?
Well, lonely, and it's all your fault.
Nah, I'm just teasing.
I've been great. I'm finally getting used to having my own place.
That's good to hear.
Actually, I'm calling because I have a favor to ask.
I know. You want me to hold evidence for you? Sharp as always.
There's a lot of buzz about the upcoming trial. I just don't feel safe keeping the evidence here.
I gotcha. So, what is it this time?
It's a clock.
Clock?
Yeah, it's made to look like that statue, the Thinker, and it tells you the time. I thought you might like it. You always like toys. Hey, I'm not a little girl anymore, sis. Now. You know I'm only teasing. I should probably tell you, the clock isn't talking right now. Huh? It's not working? That's lame. I had to take the clockwork out. Sorry. I put some papers inside it instead. Papers? Is that the evidence head? Well, there's a possibility that it might turn out that way, yes. Can you come by the office tonight, say 9, to pick it up? I'll be in a pre-trial meeting until then. Okay, sis, but I expect dinner. Something good. Like burgers. I could really go for a good burger. Okay. We'll hit the usual joint. Alright, it's a deal. Okay, sis. See you soon. Yep, I'll be waiting, Maya. Conversation recorded September 5th, 9:27 a.m. September 5th, 8:57 p.m. Faye & Co. Lock offices. Now, Miss Faye, I'll take what's mine. The papers. I'm sorry, but I can't give you what I don't have. Miss Faye, you are a poor liar. Why, I see it right over there. That must be the thinker that swallowed those papers. How could you know? Oh, you're not cogniferous of my background. Gathering information is my business, you see. I should have been more careful. Oh, my dear Miss Faye, I am so very sorry. But I am afraid I must ask you for one more thing. Your eternal silence. Farewell, Miss Faye. Spoiler alert, we know who the dude did it. Red, white, blue. September 5th, 9:08 p.m. Faye & Co. Law Offices. Uh-oh, I'm late. Huh, that's strange. Guess the chief left without me. You said her sister was coming over, so we should all go out for dinner. What's that smell? Blood? Mia! Maybe she's in her office. Moving time. Office! That smell. Blood. Sis? Someone's there. Chief? Chief? Chief! Snake! Dun, dun, dun! Who are you? Oh. You're a collapsed woman is what you are. A strange girl dropped out cold. I left her lying on the office sofa. I went back to the chief where she lay under the window. Her body was still warm. I could feel it when I held her shoulder. Then, all too quickly, it began to fade, until finally she was cold. Chief. And this starts yet another quest to find the truth and stop a killer. And hits too close to home. What shall our hero do? How shall our hero find the murderer? I don't know. It's a mystery. Oh no! I'll play more.